How's it going, everyone? This is A Waterman's Life coming at you with one of my first videos. I will be filming and editing a lot more stuff from now on. After getting this first one done, I come to realize that 1, it's time consuming. 2, it's an extra step in everything I do, from camera gear to making sure the cameras are running to making sure the batteries are charged. But hey, I'm gonna do it because everyone seems to want to know what's going on out on the water and in my life, so come and join me, and don't forget to cast a line out on that like button and set a hook on that subscribe button so you can join me in the future, and so I know you're watching. And yeah, we will go from there. My Instagram also is A Waterman's Life. I'm always posting stories there. You get more of a live feel from those stories, and then also I'm posting updates, and I'm posting shout outs for my videos to come. But this is the first one, so you enjoy it. It's gonna be yellowtail belly bacon, something different for everyone. You could make this fish bacon recipe with anything. It's a curing process, so it does take a couple days for that cure to happen, and then you might need a barbecue at the least. A smoker is ideal, but you just need to have a chamber to do a quick 20-minute smoke, and just for flavor, and that's it. Pretty easy to do. Enjoy the video. Gonna be making some fish bacon today. Right there, fish bacon. I have some yellowtail belly, caught yesterday, 2 yellowtail off San Clemente Island, rod and reel. And here, this is what we're gonna need. We need the fish, salt, curing salt, and sugar. I'm using pink Himalaya salt, canning and pickling salt for the curing salt, and then organic raw sugar cane for the sugar. The math is very easy. You just need to weigh the fish for the fish weight and then times it by these numbers here. It's a nice fatty belly here. I like baconing belly the best because it, especially for yellowtail, because that's the one of the fattier parts of the yellowtail. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is weigh, scale on grams, zeroed out, and we got 514 grams. Salt, 0.03. For curing salt, 0.004. For sugar, 0.01. Get those numbers really quick. $514 times 0.03 comes out to 15.42 grams for the salt. For the curing salt, 514 times 0.004 equals 2 grams, 0.505. And then for the sugar, 514 times 0.01 equals 5.14 grams. I like starting with the curing salt again, just to get it on there first. It's one of the smallest amounts of material, of ingredients, so I like to get it straight onto the fish first. So 2 grams of curing salt. Now we'll go fast, so you really have to pay attention to how much you're sprinkling on, because you really need to get it on everything. Both sides. So just a light sprinkle, our sea salt. We need 15.42 grams of that. Let's spread this evenly. Alright, sugar, 5 grams. Now evenly spread that. Now I could already see the meat starting to sweat, which is exactly what we're going for. We're trying to remove all that moisture in this yellowtail. Get the bag, bada bing. Get the one out of the fridge too, because I just put one piece in that one, and I could fit more into that bag. I don't want to let that space go to waste in there. Put this little straggler in there. Put this, bam. There, get the layer out as much as possible, just so it does sit flat. So let's get to my flat spot that I have in here. Alright, nice flat spot. Put that little countertop glass dish on top. And then whatever else I'm storing in the fridge evenly on there for some weight. Now again, all that we're doing in this process is curing. And what that is going to be doing is bringing out the moisture of the fish. Alright, about 36 hours, we will do a quick smoke on that. Alright, time to finish that yellowtail bacon. Going for about 5 days in the fridge. Curing salt mixture I showed you guys to put on it. Now it's time to just smoke it for about 10 minutes. And 10 minutes each side if you have to flip it, 20 minutes total if you don't. And we'll see you at the smoker. Alright, here we are at the smoker. I inherited the smoker from a friend. It's a Japanese style egg smoker. I just cleaned it out. It probably hasn't been used probably almost close to my entire life. But it's all nice and cleaned out now, ready to see some coal and some smoke. Now here's the apple wood I'm gonna be getting started. Alright, let's get started. Alright, now first thing I want to do is make some kindling. This is a pretty dry piece I found in the apple wood. It might be something else mixed up inside there, but you know, I shouldn't be able to break this by hand. But what I will use that for is to start the fire. So I'm just gonna break it up into little pieces. In other words, kindling. That's gonna be my fire starter. Now this stuff, I have a feeling, is just gonna go right up because it is super dry. I could literally just break it right with my hands. Maybe not that piece. That piece has a piece of not so dry, but this, for some reason, just breaks right up. So all I'm doing to make the kindling is putting the wood at an angle and hitting it straight down, and it hits off a bunch of flakes just like I'm carving something. Just carving off all the chips, and what I want is the chips. Right, now let's get some bigger size going so I could throw it onto that smaller size stuff once that smaller size stuff is lit. Just like so. Now I have this cardboard down because you want to use it to try to catch some of the stuff that likes to fly away. So much easier to just fold the piece of cardboard and dump it rather than try to pick up every individual piece off the cement. You always want a chopping block when you're using a hatchet, just in case you over chop or it doesn't do what you want it to, or it chops all the way through and it hits whatever's below it. You don't want cement below it because it will just dull your tool. And if you get a big old flat spot in a hatchet, it could be really hard to get it out without the proper tools. Glad I have this cardboard here. It's gonna make it a lot easier to collect it. Break down some of this bigger stuff still. Just barely get a cut to it, and it's a pretty good knot of a piece of wood. Once I get my tool into it, I could free my hands away and just hammer it down. That way I get a nice good piece off of it. I see all this here, that's great kindling, just break it off. Again, get my tool in there and just work it in. That way I'm keeping my hands free and safe from the cutting. Just barely tap. The tool never comes away from the piece of wood, that way until my hand's away. That way I could easily just chop right in. Again. Alright. So what I'm going to do is take this small pieces first and just dump it right in to the center of my fire source. Now there's a bunch of holes in this smoker, so I don't want to lose all of my kindling to the bottom of the smoker, so I'm going to grab it by hand and start a pile where there's less holes first, and then once the coals are going I can move it all together. These medium-sized pieces I'll have on standby, just sitting right next to it, and we could get this kindling started. Now I'm going to want some airiness, some air moving through that kindling. That way it actually has a chance to start. Now a trick with these matches is get them started before you go in for a light. You see how that one just went out all on its own? You know, that as soon as I go up to the fire with that, it would have just smoldered. So let's allow these to get started. That has a good start, and let's get the piece down in my kindling pile started. Now this piece is really good, it's just sticking up in the air. I could get that easily started. This one over here sticking up to the side, throw that right on. Now I could get that other piece match that didn't want us light lit. There we go, start right in the middle. Now you don't know if you could see it, but the kindling is started up over in this right side pretty well already. There's some cherries going on over there. I will get another match started with it, and start some more cherry fires over here on the other end. Lay that match in a good spot, it will get it going. Now we got some flame, which is alright while we get it started. But if you see already, we already got some good smoke going from just that little amount of cherry. So we could actually already start flash smoking what we got, but I want to make sure my fire doesn't go out on me. So I'm going to get this whole thing into a coal fire and then just use the smaller pieces of raw wood to smolder and smoke for us. That way, within that 20 minutes, my coals don't go out on me and then have to start over. Now I'm gonna just blow on it slightly to help it out since it's in this pit, but I don't want to blow on it too hard to where it's gonna put it out. Just help the air get into this dome of an egg shell. Now, like I thought, that spongy, airy wood, piece of wood that I found in all this apple wood is just taking on that cherry very well. If I put on some of these medium-sized pieces right over that, keeping in mind that I'm leaving some space in between each piece, that way airflow could still get through it. Now that cherry's right under those, I give it a little air. A little more. Charcoal I got already under there is going to keep this going really well. I'm almost just continuing to blow on it just so I could show you guys some flame, but again, I don't need flame, I just don't want it to go out. So as long as there's airflow, we should be good. Put my grate on. It's in there nice and well. And now we could start smoking this. Bacon is in the curing process, so technically this is already done bacon-wise, but a lot of people like that smoke flavor in their bacon. So I'm gonna just applewood flash smoke it. This is the first time I'm taking it out, and as you can see when I come up close to the camera, is there's no more grainy salt on it. It all has absorbed into the fish, and the fish has actually released a lot of moisture too, which is another part of the curing process, is it really likes to release all of its moisture. Now there's those two pieces, got another two to throw on there. This is a part of the one. Alright, and one more. Perfect. Since we're cold smoking, this grate will never get over 100, 105 degrees, so I won't burn myself by picking it up, luckily. But let's set the timer for 20 minutes. Now, if you have to flip these because you have it down on foil, make sure you do it 10 and 10. But since I don't have to flip these, it's just a 20-minute smoke, lid closed, and we're done. Take that cap off, that way there's airflow. Don't want to put the fire out because of no airflow. And also there's another bottom piece here too I'm going to take out, again, to help that airflow. We don't want to smolder the fire just because we close this. Let's take a look. It's looking good. Alrighty. Now I'm going to check my fire about every 5 minutes just in case it wants to try to go out, or if I look away and it flames up on us. We don't want that to happen because, again, we're just trying to flash smoke it for flavor, and we're not cooking it or even smoke curing it. Smoke is only for flavor right now. Alright, it's been 5 minutes. Just gonna check on my fire. It's doing good. I at least have another 5 minutes of wood in there. No flame, exactly what I'm looking for. Nothing but smoke. That's flavor. Alright, see you in another 5. Alright, it's been 10 minutes since I threw it in. I'm going to add some wood so I don't let it go out on me. Just a couple of small pieces and maybe one big piece. But wood's kind of falling over here. I don't want my coals to go out on me. So let's share the wealth with these coals without smoldering them. So and so, and that will hopefully take, and then once that takes, those will take. Put the fish back. Now, since it's been 10 minutes, if you're using foil, I'd recommend flipping, but just for flip sakes, I will flip up mine as well. Another thing I'm going to do with mine, since my fire's in that back corner, I'm going to rotate the tray as well, or the rack. and we're gonna do another 10 minutes. Alright, we're at 15 minutes, and my fire, let's see if I can get a close-up for you guys. I don't think you can see it, but it's doing well. The wood is on top, there's no flame, just the smoldering coals from the apple wood itself. And here is the bacon. It's looking really good. Lots of marbling of fat from the belly. Another 5 minutes and this will be done. It's been about 20 minutes. So now all I'm gonna do is bag it up, put it in the fridge, and let it sit for at least 15 to 20 minutes in the fridge before I eat it. That way it comes back to a normal state after being smoked. I don't know why it's done, but this always has been said when you smoke something or dehydrate something to let it sit for a bit before you judge it. Alrighty, see how it looks. It's been 20 minutes now. Alright, it looks good. Looks really good. Can't wait. It's important to weigh your ingredients when you're doing this, because you can easily oversalt it, and when you oversalt something, we all know that it's ruined. You really can't salvage something that's oversalted, especially when the main ingredients is salt. Alrighty, so I will see you for dinner. Alright, time for some Yellowtail Belly BLTAs. Some sourdough, got my tomato, got my avocado, got my lettuce, and my Yellowtail Belly Bacon. So all I'm going to do is spray some avocado oil into a pan, thinly slice the bacon to my preference, pan fry it, throw all my ingredients in the bread, and eat it up. Thinly slice this yellowtail. Alright, got my pile of yellowtail bacon right there, ready to pan fry. Hope that fan isn't too loud for you guys. Here we are. Time to make dinner. Just have it on medium heat. Probably want it a bit higher. Sweet pan frying some bacon. Now, if it was up to me, I would go even thinner on these cuts, but that's about as thin as I could get them myself without fearing of shredding up all the bacon. People have preference on how they like their bacon. They could pepper it right now and have some pepper bacon. But I am just gonna go straight for this smoke flavor that I smoked with, and the salt and sugar that it was cured in. And fry them bad boys. Alright, just made and served my roommate a sandwich. Time to make my own. All I like on my BLTs is some mayo on both pieces of bread. Soft-cured yellowtail belly bacon BLT sandwich. I'm gonna make a mess out of my face eating the sandwich so fast. Alright everyone, don't forget to cast the line out on that like button and set a hook on that subscribe button. That way you know when I have something new. Also follow me on Instagram because I will post a post when I post a new video on here, and I'm always posting stories almost on the daily of my just regular stuff, from my boxer dogs to just random stuff that's going on in my life. And yeah, thanks for doing that, because I will know you're watching. Thanks.